Okay, so on further thought, on further impression of how I ended last week's video, I'm going to admit this now. It was not a good place to end it. It was a terrible cliffhanger. Yeah, I thought it was a good idea, but I'm gonna admit this now. It was a terrible idea. So let's just begin. I should have ended it after the Lukako scene, to be honest.
アマデウスの呪縛から解放してやってくれ。
Yeah, I probably should have ended it after the Lukako death scene. I'm gonna be honest here. I probably should have ended it right there instead of, this line. Because I just cut off a conversation before it could even begin, so I apologize for that. Anyways, let's get to it.
伝言。2025年のオカリンから。俺の伝言。シュタインズゲート世界線への道は険しい。一度や二度やり直したところでたどり着ける道ではないだろう。けれど、まずはそこから始めることがシュタインズゲートへとつながるんじゃないか。いくつもの未来の先が過去へとつながっているんじゃないか。11年前、オカリンはそう言ってた。
はは。
クリスを解放。だからさ、僕たちがいるこの世界も無駄じゃない。きっと必要な世界なんだ。少なくとも、今の僕はそう思ってる。もちろん、だからってこのままでいいってわけじゃない。誰？だからさ、オカリン。もう一度戻って考えてみてもいいんじゃね？オカリンの記憶の途切れたその時間に、さ。2011年に、か。でも、そんなこと。
I could see my aged body in the glass.
大地、この姿のまま戻ったところで、俺に何ができる？
できるわ。
Maho! I heard a voice I recognized from the radio.
久しぶりね、岡部さん。11年ぶりかしら。
ひよじょうさんか。
部屋の奥を見なさい。
As if he'd known what she was going to say, Daru had moved to a spot in the back of the room where the lights didn't reach. Suddenly, it got brighter, and I saw...
電話レンチかっこかり。
あなたや橋田さんから話を聞いて私が作ったものよ。ほら、ちゃんと VR ヘッドも用意してあるでしょ？
こんなこともあろうかと、リフターも用意してある。
Daru went on to explain that for the last 11 years, he maintained an environment where I could receive the time leap, even in a coma. Whoa, what? That made sense. Even if I was in a coma, as long as they put the receiver up to my head, it would still function. Mayuri and the others had taken care of my body since 2025. So Daru and Maho had known that this day would come 11 years ago? Or maybe I told them so, back in 2025.
改良を重ねた結果、跳躍可能時間は336時間。一度の跳躍で1週間は遡ることが可能よ。
336時間。2週間か。
ただし、それも途中まで。マシンを改良してそれが可能になったのは10年ほど前だから、それ以前は前と変わらず48時間しか跳躍できない。
In other words, if I wanted to go back to the end of January 2011, I need about 3,000 time leaps.
とてつもなく辛い旅になるわ。それでも戻る気があるのなら。
Almost 3,000 time leaps. Was I really capable of something like that anymore?
しんどくなったら途中で休めばいい。
タル。
大丈夫よ。どの時間にたどり着いても必ず私たちがいるから。
ヒアジョウさん。
私ね、後悔しているの。アマデウスのせいで。あの子は死んでもなお多くの横島な人々に利用されようとしていた。何年も何十年も。だから私からもお願い。あの子、クリスを醜い欲望の渦から解放してあげて。クリスを救ってあげて。それができるのは岡部さん、あなただけよ。
Get in the time leap machine, Okabe! I didn't know if I could do it anymore. There was no guarantee that the path I was about to travel would ever reach to Steins Gate. But even so...
もう一度考えるか。
There you go. What could I do? What should I do?
二人とも頼む。
オキドキ。
As soon as the words were out of his mouth, he started getting ready.
岡部さん、もしも次にクリスに会えたら言ってやって。未来の私はあなたの7倍もの時間跳躍を可能にしたわよって。
わかった。
If I ever saw Kurisu.
オカリン、こっちの準備は OK だ。
早いな。
メンテは怠ってないからね。
さすがだな。
まあな。
Daru, number one bro in history. Just history in general. He's the number one bro. The phone wave and the VR headset. They looked a little different from what I'd seen in the old lab, but they were still our future gadgets.
でもマユ姉さんたちとは話さなくていいの？
今飛ばないと決心が鈍りそうだ。それに今会えなくてもいくらだって会えるさ。過去の世界で。
そうだな。
Daru smiled as I took the VR headset out of his hand and put it on my head.
それじゃあまた2週間前でな。
ああ、2週間前で。
しっかりね。
And then, I jumped back into the past once more. It took a long, long time. The journey was unimaginably long. Are we gonna see that journey? No, we're not. We're going right back to 2011, aren't we? Yep, we're back in 2011! Welcome back. I looked at the phone I was holding in my hand. The date read January 31st, 2011. Oh my god! Oh my god, if I waited one more day! If I waited one more fucking day to record this video! Oh my god, if I waited one more day! Oh my god! No doubt about it. I was back. I had finally made it back. I'd gone back through so many years. I'd done thousands of time leaps. Gone through the war. I'd almost died. I thought of giving it up a bunch of times. Why couldn't we get some of those stories? Or maybe they're explored through other storylines of this game. Because I know this game branches, so maybe those are explained in other branches, but geez. I wanted to know the time in between, 2011 and 2036. I want to know about that. So maybe it will explore those possibilities in the other timelines of this game. Storylines, timelines. I'm just going to call them timelines. But each time, I'd remember it all. That ruined world. The piles of corpses. The screams. The shouting. The dripping blood. And Daru and Maho. And how they'd sent me off. After a long, unimaginably long time, I'd finally made it back to this time.
おかわり？何か良くない知らせでもあったの？電話に出てからなんだかぼーっとしてるから。
いや、そうじゃない。そういうわけじゃないんだ。
Mary was here.
もしかしてまだお正月の気分が抜けないのかにゃ？
What happened on New Year's? Ferris was here.
しっかりしてくれよな。
And Daru. And Lukako. And Susaha. And... Oh. Maho and Kagari were here too.
もしかしてこの前の疲れが出ちゃったかしら？
この前。
ほら、この前アマデウスのサンプル用に記憶データを取ったでしょ？
Oh. Oh, sorry, I dropped something. Oh. Right. Daru had mentioned that. He said it was at the end of January.
いや、そうじゃないんだ。ちょっと、な。かがり。
ん？なに？オカリンさん。
この時代に来てからの記憶は、まだ思い出せないのか？そうか。
どうしたの？いきなり。
なんでもない。ただ少し確かめただけだ。
Come on, Okabe, you have to tell everyone now. Well, at least tell Daru and Maho what just happened.
何それ？変なオカリンさん。
And Susaha. You should probably tell Susaha as well. Since I'd come from the future, I knew. In this world line, Kurisu's memories no longer existed in Kagari's head, inside Kagari's head.
でも私ね、別にこのままでもいいかなって思ってるんだ。だって、ここにはママもいるし、ルカ君やルミお姉ちゃんもいるし、食べ物だっていっぱいあるし、無理に思い出す必要もないんじゃないかって。
そうか。
Maybe that was fine, for now. But the future was going to be filled with sorrow. For Mary. For Ferris. For Lukako. For Daru. For Susaha. For Kagari. And for Maho. Did I really make the right choice when I decided to let Kurisu die? Oh my god, wait! Is he coming? Is he coming back? Is he coming back? He might be coming back. He might be Hold on, hold the phone. I need to get something prepared if he's coming back. If he's coming back, I need to get something prepared. Oh my god. He might be coming back, so I know what I need to put in the background. He might be returning, so I'm putting this in the background for safety. After everyone had left, and I was alone, all the exhaustion came crashing down on me. I time leaped 3,000 times. I thought I'd be able to work things out in my head along the way, but I'd have been so desperate to return to the past that I hadn't had time. My mind was worn down after all the time leaps. I thought I'd made my decision, but I'd found myself wavering again and again. I'd only managed to do it by telling myself that I had to get back before I could make any decisions. And now, my head just felt so tired. What should I do now? What should I do? For now, I didn't want to think about anything. But I felt too awake to even sleep. With everyone gone, the temperature in the lab quickly dropped. It was freezing. But it was nothing compared to the cold I'd felt before. That world I'd seen right after I'd erased Kurisu's memories from Kagari. Kurisu was there. Mary was there. Everyone was there. It was a scene from that very brief piece I'd had during that summer. But that world had been so cold. And now I knew why. That was the world that I'd experienced when I was asleep, existing only as data. A world built only of zeros and ones. Like being alive, even when you're dead. Or being forced to stay alive, even though you were dead. The people I loved were there, but there was no warmth. I could reach out and touch them, but there wasn't even a little bit of warmth. It was like floating in deep, dark space, without any light at all. And Makise Kurisu was now experiencing that too. She was all alone in a cold world, without the slightest trace of warmth. Whoa. Okay, that's a little weird. I raised my hand under the fluorescent light. I could see the veins rising up out of it, and the red blood flowing in them. You're really bony. I'm pretty bony myself, but I can't really see my veins if I lift my hand up in the air. Yeah, I'm not seeing any veins. I can see my finger bones, but I don't see veins. Like, I know where the veins are, but I don't actually see them popping out. Yeah, I can't see any veins, really. I was alive. There was warmth. But could I really say that I was alive? Now that my memories had been digitized, after being exposed to that cold world, could I still really be called human? I heard a knock at the door, and turned my eyes toward it. Oh. Maho was standing there.
ヒアジョウさん、帰ったんじゃなかったのか？
ちょっと忘れ物をしちゃってね。
忘れ物？
それより、あなたこそ一人で何をしているのかしら？
Maho showed no signs of looking for whatever she had lost. Instead, she came right up and sat down in front of me.
さっきもずっと難しい顔してたわよね。何か気になることでもあるの？
Tell her, Okabe. Just tell her. Maybe she'd been worried enough to come back and check on me?
私じゃクリスの代わりにはなれないかもしれないけど、それでもよければ話してみて。
いや、ジョーさん。
There was no need to worry about whether I could tell her or not. I needed her to make the time leap machine. And for that, she needed to hear everything.
嘘みたいな話だが、聞いてくれるか？
And he told her.
まったく。あなたなんて人なの。
That was the first thing she'd said after I finished. Just like last time, it wasn't something that was easy for her to believe. But Maho must have sensed something in the way I spoke, because she listened until I finished. She interrupted me whenever there was something she didn't understand. This reminds me of something. She was especially interested in the time machine and the time leaps. I told her everything I knew about them.
信じてくれるのか？
信じないわけにはいかないでしょ。そんな顔して語られたら。それに実際にこんなものを見せられたら。
He brought her to the time machine!
いや、ジョーさん。
それにこれで納得がいったわ。前から不思議だったのよ。クリスは秋葉原に来てほとんど日を置かないまま死んでしまった。そんな彼女とあなたがそれほどに仲良くなれたということが。特にあの子のあの性格でしょ。そんな期間にそれも男の人と親しくなるなんてよっぽどのことがあったんじゃないかと思っていたのだけど。
So that was it, she whispered to herself.
それであなたは何を気にしているの？
I turned away from her.
岡部さん？
俺は俺なんだろうか？
どういうこと？
聞いただろ。今の俺の頭の中にある記憶、それは一度データとなってハードディスクの中に保管されていた記憶だ。いわば人工記憶と言ってもいい。そんな俺は果たして俺自身だと言えるんだろうか？生きている、そう言えるんだろうか？
You're saying such serious things to such a bright sounding song. Whatever you're saying right now, it sounds super serious and existential. And yet, the music sounds like we're in a medication commercial. Serious statements being said out loud. Happy song playing in the background. At least the, tone of the imagery of the game fits what Okabe is saying. It's just the music that seems a little off. There was blood running through my body. But what was in my head had been changed into zeros and ones. Didn't that make me no different than Amadeus?
なんだ、そんなことで悩んでたの？バカバカしい。
But Maho just laughed at my words.
あなたは哲学的ゾンビって知ってる？
What is a philosophical zombie? A philosophical zombie. A thought experiment proposed by philosopher David Chalmers to explain qualia. Qualia are individual sensory experiences like red, a good smell, or sweet. A philosophical zombie is someone whose external experience, internal structure, and words and actions mirror a human's, but who lacks these qualia. In this case, we would be able to distinguish between philosophical zombies and ordinary humans.
確か思考実験の一つだろ。姿形から行動に至るまで人間そっくりだが、意識や感情が欠乏している存在は客観的に人間と区別ができるのかどうかという。
I hesitated a little as I answered her sudden question.
ま、大体合っているわね。
She nodded, satisfied, like a teacher would do.
じゃあ仮にここに人間そっくりの外見をした人工知能が存在するとするわよ。人間と同じように振る舞い、同じように行動する。誰かが困っていれば手を差し伸ばし、悲しい時には涙する。これは決められたプロセスなのかもしれないけれど、でもそれは人間だって同じ。個人個人で定められたプロセスに従って考えて反応する。私たちはそのプロセスを意識や感情という言葉に置き換えているだけじゃないかしら。
I thought I understood what Maho was trying to say.
つまり AI にだって感情はあると。
少なくとも私たち科学者はそういうものを作り出すために日々研究を重ねているつもりよ。
She puffed out her chest with pride.
じゃあ岡部さん、あなたは感情を持った AI は人ではないと思う？
If they looked just like a person, and thought just like them, and had feelings too, they were a person.
いや。
でしょ？そもそも個人を個人たらしめているのは記憶よ。その人が生まれ経験したこと、感じたもの、その集合体が人間なの。だから岡部倫太郎、たとえ一度データになっていても、あなたの記憶と体を持つあなたは紛れもなく人間、岡部倫太郎よ。心配いらない。
Thank you, Maho.
ヒアジョーさん。
だいたいクリスの作り出したっていうそのタイムリープマシンだって記憶を一度データ化して還元するものなんでしょ？だったら今さら思い悩むだけ無駄だと思わない？
That was what Daru had told me in the future, too. But strangely, when she said it, it made me feel better.
こういう時クリスならもっと的確なことを言えたのかもしれないけど。
いや、そんなことないよ。十分だ。
Thank you, Maho. Maho had given her opinion, as a brain scientist, that I was still me. There was a strength in her words, just like there had been in Kurisu's when she had driven me forward. I remembered what Maho had said before.
あなたは天才で、所詮私はサリエリだったってことよ。
She'd been speaking to the memories of Kurisu inside Kagari. But
ヒアジョーさん、君はサリエリなんかじゃない。
あ、
立派なアマデウスだ。
such a cheesy way to bring up her spirits. Such a cheesy way. That's right. I'm here, right now. I'm alive. And here in this time. Not in that cold sea of black data. I'm here in this time. A light came on in the darkness. My cold heart began to warm. But what? Kurisu. She was still trapped inside that world. Inside that sterile, lifeless world that froze you to the depths of your soul. Even after her death, her memories were still alive. And there were all kinds of conspiracies forming around her living memories. Even after she lost her body, Kurisu's pain continued. No, it wasn't just Kurisu. Kagari and Suzuha. And in the future, Mayuri, Ferris, Mukako, and Daru, too. Everyone was suffering, everyone was miserable, but they still tried to move forward. All I had to care about was whether Mayuri survived. I thought that even if the Third World War came, no matter what happened to the world, as long as Mayuri was happy, that was all that mattered. I tried to think that. I thought that no matter how much blood and tears awaited us in the future, as long as things were fine now, that was all that mattered. I thought I understood. I thought I had understood how awful the future that Suzuha described was, and how hard Daru and Suzuha would have to fight. I thought I understood all that. Suzuha, firing her gun and straining her hands with blood like it was nothing at all. Mayuri and Ferris, pale and colorless. Mukako lying on the ground and never getting up again. This music does not fit with what the narration is saying. I'm pointing this out now. This music is not fitting for what's, being displayed right here on the screen. I'm sorry that I have to interrupt things like this, but what the heck? Kagari and the others, whose lives were ruined by fate? I'd seen them with my own eyes, and touched them with my own hands, and then I finally understood. I'd been only pretending to know, so I could run away. I told myself that I was going to die in 2025, and looked the other way. 2025. I wasn't dead. Everyone just thought so. Everyone had been deceived. That's right. Deceived. Me in the past, and everyone else in the future? The world was deceived. Ah, yes! Yes! Things are coming together! I thought the future was settled. But a different future awaited me.
シュタインズゲート世界線への道は険しい。一度や二度やり直したところでたどり着ける道ではないだろう。けれどまずはそこから始めることがシュタインズゲートへとつながるんじゃないか。11年前オカリンはそう言ってた。だからさ、僕たちがいるこの世界も無駄じゃない。きっと必要な世界なんだ。少なくとも今の僕はそう思ってる。
I had no way of knowing what would make me say that 14 years from now. All I knew was that 14 years from now, I would know this day was coming. So maybe I should do what I said. If that future in 2036 was necessary, then maybe a world where Kurisu was released from her electronic prison was necessary too. No matter how hard the path would be, I had to take the first step. And what I needed right now was that first step.
ヒアジョーさん、
何？
アメリカに帰る前にもう少し付き合ってもらえるか。
そうね。条件が2つあるわ。
条件？
一つはこのタイムマシンを調べさせてほしいってこと。
もう一つは
あなたのことオカリーさんって呼ばせてもらう。あな なたは私をマホって呼びなさい。
And this is the time when they officially became friends.
悪くない条件だと思うけど。
There was an innocent smile on her face, the likes of which I'd never seen before.
わかった。マホ。
よろしく、オカリンさん。
When she put her small hand against mine, I felt a solid warmth. Maho, best girl.
どうしたんだにゃ、オカリン。一度帰った後にわざわざ呼び出すにゃんて。
Is it time? Is it time?
そうだよ。僕なんてそれほど近いわけじゃないんだからさ。話があるなら帰る前に言ってほしかったのだぜ。
Is it time? I'd called all the lab mims back after they left to go home, and they weren't happy.
それで、お話って何かな、オカリン。LINE や電話じゃダメなお話ですか？
ああ。その前に、鈴葉。
何？
一つ聞きたい。お前は俺のことをどう思っている？
どうとは？
It's time. It's fucking time. I think it's time. Oh, I'm getting this prepared. I'm getting this prepared. Oh, it's time. I think it's time. I think it's time. I think we're here. We're here. We're right? Right? Are we here? Is this a timeline where he returns? Is he going to return?
オカリン、まさか。いくらオカリンでも、鈴葉はあげらんないよ。お父さんは認めません。ダメ、絶対。
I ignored Daru, who seemed to have gotten the wrong idea completely, and turned back towards Suzaha.
お前はこの半年、俺のことを見ていたはずだ。その上で、心の中ではどう思っていた？率直な言葉を聞かせてほしい。
言っていいのか？
ああ。
正直言うと、腹が立ってしょうがなかった。
Yeah, that was honest. I chuckled.
私や父さんや、まゆ姉さんだけじゃない。ルミ姉さんも、ルカ兄さんもカガリも。未来の世界では、みんな辛い思いをしている。明日は生きているかどうかもわからない。母さんみたいに、無残に殺されてしまうかもしれない。そんな世界で、必死になって生きてるんだ。それなのに、弱音ばかり吐いて、自分ばかりが辛いようなことを言って。
Once she started talking, she didn't stop. This must have been building up for a long time.
もちろん、オカリンおじさんが辛い経験をしてきたことは知ってる。何度も苦しい目にあって、それで立ち上がれなくなったことだって知ってる。それでも、私たちにはオカリンおじさんしか頼れる人がいないんだ。
She looked down, clenched her fists, and grit her teeth.
私や父さんに代わりが務まるのなら、どんなことでもやる。どんな辛い思いをしようが、どんな苦しみが待ち構えていようが、それでも何だってやる。
鈴葉。
だけど、私たちじゃどうしようもできないから。オカリンおじさんじゃなければ、どうにもできないから。
She suddenly looked up, and I could see on her face all the complicated feelings she'd been holding back.
それなのにおじさんと来たら、無理だとかできないとか、勘弁してくれとか、そんな弱音ばかりで、話を聞いてくれようとさえしない。父さんの手前だから言わなかったけど、私はそんなおじさんの態度にずっと腹が立ってた。本当 当にぶん殴ってやりたいくらいだったよ。
Oh, it's time, yes, it's definitely time. It probably felt good to get that off her chest.
すずは、何もそこまで言わんでも。
そうだにゃ。オカリンだって分かってるんだにゃ。
I did understand. Yeah. I understood that something had to be done.
だったら、そうしてもらおうか。
そうするとは。
殴りたかったんだろう。だったら、殴ってみればいい。
でも。
遠慮はいらない。
Oh, here we go!
すずさん、やめて。オカリンは。
いいんだ、まゆり。
This was my way of settling things. With Suzuha. With the future. And with myself.
オカリンさん。
もしかして、そういう性癖？だったら止めんけど。
Daru!
本当にいいんだな。
Suzuha took a step toward me.
あ
あ。I was ready.
じゃあ、本気で行く。
いや、待て。少しは手加減を。
せい！
ハグボア
Wait, hold on. I can hear that again with the backlog, right? Okay, let me get to the next line. Alright. Let's hear it again. I need to hear that again.
ハグボアハグボアハグボア
Well, how can you...
ハグボア
She hit me hard enough to knock me across the room.
悪かった。少し力が入りすぎた。今すごい音したわよ。大丈夫、オカリン。
Everyone ran over and looked down at me. Yeah, that hurt a lot. It probably did more damage to my brain than reading Steiner or time leaps. But...
Okabe さん。
It woke me up. Time. Now, I just had to do what I could.
オカリン？
And he's back!
もしかして、今日もオカリン。
違うぞ、まゆり。法院。京馬だ。
Yes!
京馬さん。
そうだ。我が名は不王院京馬。
Yes! He is back!
ラボ面ナンバー001。このラボの創設者にして混沌を望み、世界の支配構造を覆すマッドサイエンティスト、不王院京馬だ。ルカコ。
はい。
白衣を持て。
はい、京馬さん。京馬が復活したにゃー。父さん、これは。
やったな、鈴葉。 ようやくオカリンがやる気になったのだぜ。
京馬さん、どうぞ。
I put my lab coat on for the first time in a very long time. It had been sitting on the shelf in the back so long that it smelled a little moldy.
そう、これだ。これこそが我が聖なる白金の鎧。今この時、法王院京馬は復活した。長い眠りから蘇ったのだ。
Impressed? Impressed? Kagari and Maho were seeing Halloween Kyoma for the first time, and they were shocked into silence.
なんなの？殴られたショックでおかしくなったの？思い出した。法王院京馬。ママがいつも言ってた名前。いつかきっと法王院京馬が復活して私たちの未来を照らしてくれるって。いや、ちょっとついていけないんですけど。
おい、そこのロリッコ。
あ？
お前だ、お前。
もしかして私のことを言ってるんじゃないでしょうね。
この間にロリッコといえばお前しかいない。
Oh my god, Okabe!
誰がロリッコよ、誰が。
貴様にはラボメンナンバー009の栄誉を与える。
Yes!
以後この法王院京馬の手足となり俺たちのオペレーションに参加するがいい。
なんで私があなたの手足にならなきゃいけないのよ。それにそのラボメンナンバーって何？
名前の通りこのラボの正式メンバーに選ばれた証だ。光栄に思うが。
She has to.
光栄にって。
それから椎名係。貴様もラボメンナンバー010だ。わかったな。
Kagari became a lab member? Holy shit, I didn't realize that.
はい。ちょっと京馬、フェイリスたちはラボメンにはしてくれないのかにゃ。
Ferris and Luko seemed upset. Come to think of it, I made them lab members in the Alpha War line, but not this one.
言っていなかったが、もちろんお前たちはすでにラボメンだ。ルカ子は006、フェイリスは007、そして鈴葉は008。いいな。
I like how Luko and Ferris smiled as soon as he said that, but Suzaha's face did not fucking change.
はい。やったにゃん。よくわからないけど了解した。
なあオカリン、それおかしくね？それじゃあ004と005が不在じゃん。
その2つには戦略があるんだよな。
For Kurisu and Mocha. To be honest, I didn't like the idea of leaving Mocha as an official lab member. But in order to reach a future where that could be true, I would have to face the past right now. That was my decision.
では全員が揃ったところで改めて宣言する。本日2011年1月31日をもって新たなるオペレーションを発動する。
Oh?
目的は予定された未来の粉砕、世界の未来そのものを覆すこと。それが俺たちの目的だ。いいな。
Fucking yes! Oh, Mike.
俺だ。これより
俺たちは新たなるオペレーションを実行に移す。
Hold on, wait.
未来の俺は言った。いくつもの未来のその先にシュタインズゲートは待っていると。これから導く未来がたとえ茨の道だとしてもきっと無駄なものではないはずだ。分かっている。俺たちの目指す扉、そこにたどり着くには途方もない時間がかかるだろう。いかなる機関が俺たちを阻止せんと立ちふさがるかもしれない。それでも俺は何度だってやり直してやるさ。健闘を祈ってくれ。エルブサイコングロー。
Outside Kangaroo. Woo! After I finished my phone call, I realized that everyone was staring at me. Please don't look at me that way. I'm embarrassed too.
何それ。
これはいわばそう儀式のようなものだ。
儀式ねえ。
Yes, this was a ceremony. A ceremony to stop my fears from getting the best of me again.
まさかオカリーさん、あなたクリス相手にもそんな態度だったんじゃないでしょうね。
Absolutely!
岡部ではない。今日まだ。
ふざけているの？
マホタン、あんま突っ込むのやめてあげて。オカリンもまだ模索してる最中だから。
そっか、これが法王院京馬さんなんだね。そうだよ、狂気のマッドサイエンティストさんなのです。古のアルケミストの生まれ変わりでもあるのにゃ。
Alchemist. What is an alchemist, or alchemy in general? In fiction and conspiracy theories, a technology that allows for any kind of material, even the human body and soul, to be changed into any another. However, the principle of equivalent exchange must be observed. Real alchemists existed in medieval Europe, where they tried to use chemical methods to create precious metals. The techniques they developed would become the foundation of modern chemistry. Oh man.
精神残魔流の師範でもあるんですよ。すごい。
I like how Kagari is the only one that's enjoying this.
ダメだ、父さん。私、ついていけない。
Please don't stare at me like that. It's breaking my heart.
それで、具体的にはどうするつもりなの？
Would you like to know? Well, before we learn this plan, I'll have to end this video here.
Okay.